and welcome. So today I'm going to be showing you how to do this scallop effect on a cake. Some people call it petal piping, some people call it scallop. I kind of like the name scallop for it. I'm not really sure why, but that's what I call it. So you can call it whatever you like. It is super easy and you really don't have to be any sort of good at decorating cakes in order to do this. Also, it is great if you aren't great at smoothing the sides of your cake. It's great to cover it with a design like this. This is honestly so easy. All you really need is a offset spatula like this. And I used a open circle tip, which is Wilton 2A, but you don't necessarily need to have the open circle tip. It just helps to make all your dollops kind of the exact same shape and size. So it does really help in making your cake look uniform, but you don't need it. And then you need just some decorating bags or plastic bags and a cake to decorate and some buttercream. You can do whatever colors you want. You can do different designs. I love doing ombre colors on my cakes. So I went with like an ombre design, but you could do ombre this way. You could do different colors all the way up. You could do a pattern back and forth. You could do a solid color. There's just so much you can do with this and it creates a really nice effect and you can add whatever you would like on top. So keep watching and I will show you how I did this. Okay, so I have a stacked cake that I have crumb coated. When you do your crumb coat, you want to either use the color that you're gonna do or just a neutral color. I just did white because I'm going to be doing different shades of green and the first shade's going to be pretty light, so I just wanted a really light color underneath. I have it on a cake board and then on a turntable. The turntable does make it a little easier when you are doing cakes like this. And then the next thing I'm gonna do is dye my buttercream. I want to do kind of like an ombre design. So I have this Kelly green. This is just the Wilton gel. So I'm gonna add a little bit of that. And I wanna start off really light if you're doing an ombre scheme, or else you'll end up having to go like so dark for the last one. So I'm gonna start off really light with this first color, mix it up. So much easier to mix in your mixer than by hand. Okay, so I have a nice light green color. And because I really don't wanna be wasteful, what I'm gonna do is do each layer, scoop this into my bag and do each layer before I dye, because if you scoop it out, you might end up with too much. So I'm going to use this decorating tip in my bag. It is Wilton 2A. So I'm gonna pop this in my bag. And then this guy is gonna be your best friend for this type of cake. This is an offset spatula. You can get them in all different sizes. This one's pretty small. I'm just doing a 6-inch cake, so I don't want my dollops to be super big, but you can use a bigger one if you were doing a larger cake. Okay, so basically what you're going to do is you're going to do a dollop on your cake. So we'll just start right here. And then with your spatula, you're going to put it on and drag to the side, like that. This you want to keep clean. So I'm just going to keep a bowl kind of beside me, and then I'm just going to wipe this on the bowl basically as I go. And then I'm going to make my way all the way around the cake, just doing that same thing. So after you have it there, you're just going to squeeze another one. Whoop. Press it in and slide, just like that. And then wipe your spatula. Okay, so that's what the first layer looks like. And then when I do the second layer, I just want to go right over top of where my little dollops all already are, so that it matches up good. I'm going to do 2 layers in each of my colors. Because they're so thin, I think the ombre will look better if I do 2 layers, but you can totally do whatever. Okay, so that's what it looks like with 2 layers. And now I'm going to dye my next color of buttercream. And I'm also gonna make sure, I'm gonna give this like an actual wipe down now that I'm done with that color. And as well as wipe all the buttercream out of this bowl. Okay, I've got my next color. It's not that much darker, it's just the slightest bit darker. And I got a clean spatula and a clean bowl. I'm gonna always try to start in the same spot just because it usually doesn't look the best in the spot that I start. So I'll just always start there and then make that part the back. Okay, so for the top part, I'm going to do the exact same thing, just around the top, obviously, instead of around the edge. I'm still going to follow my same pattern. Start right here, so I'm just gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna squeeze and slide, just like I did around the edge. As you go into the middle, you're going to be doing less because obviously your circle is getting smaller. So you don't have to worry so much about lining them up. You can kind of skip them ever so often. Okay, so there you have it. It looks so good. I love the ombre effect on cakes. It's one of my favorite things to do with rosettes or with this pattern. And you can add something on top. You could add a happy birthday sign. You could add something made out of fondant. You could add something made out of melting chocolate. There's so much you can do with this one. You could add your number if somebody's turning a certain age, or whatever occasion you are making it for. You could add so many different things to the top. This is a little bit time consuming, but it's super easy. Anybody can make this cake. You don't need to be at all any sort of professional cake decorator. And yeah, it looks so good. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like this video and subscribe. I will be doing tons more baking videos in the next little while. I love decorating cakes and cupcakes the most, so if you're into that, you can subscribe to check out more content like this. Thank you for watching.